Hi, this is Steven from Just Got Played, and today I want to show you Chibi Quest, which is a pretty rare game. There are not many copies in existence. I will say that when I backed this on Indiegogo, it also came with a storybook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip through this storybook real quick while I give you a little bit of the history here. So back in 2015, Hasbro launched this thing called the Next Great Game contest. There were hundreds of entries, and Mr. Toast, the card game, won. So they decided they sort of liked that idea. So in 2016, they did it again. Again, they had hundreds of entries, and they decided the top 5 entries would go into some kind of final round where they would each have an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. And I don't know what the criteria was. I don't know if it was just straight up who had the most backing or what. One of them would be selected as the next winner. And I'm not really sure which one won, but Chibi Quest was one of the finalists, but it did not win. But I did back it, you can see actually here. And I'm really happy with what I got. My kids like the game. I like the game. Anyway, that is sort of the history here. So let me show you what I've got. So this was just sort of a, it's better than print and play quality maybe, but it's not exactly a full up production. This was, just intended for the few backers from the Indiegogo campaign. So, how many of these were made? I don't know, 10, 20? I don't know. The game, I think, signed a publishing contract, but never actually got published, which is something I'm very familiar with, unfortunately. So you can see the contents. You've got the chibi boards and lots of pieces of equipment and fancy dice and monsters and their bosses. And it talks about the equipment cards that you put on your chibis and how to fight the monsters and the boss and etc. And there's some of the character art. And a little bit about the designer and the artist. So that's pretty cool. Looks like there was a sticker in here that I have never used. Let's look at some of these custom dice. Well, they're sticker dice anyway. So the different pieces of equipment give you different pieces of different types of dice, which do different things. So there are a lot of different sides to these, but there's essentially 3 different colors. So let's look at some of that equipment actually real quick. All right. Here is some of the equipment. I'm not going to show it all. In fact, when I pull out some of the player boards, you'll see that these go on the board, right? So you've got, you got hats and feet and weapons. Hey, that's pretty cool. Nice on a snail, etc. So you can see this is I think this was the cost to buy it, and it gives you a red, a green, and a yellow die. So that's pretty cool, right? So you're basically wanting to collect these things. This is a hat, it costs 4, and it gives you a red die. Okay, all right. So we'll pull out some more of those a little bit later. We've got some tokens here. I'm not sure what these were. Were these points? My guess. Yeah, so they're all just ones. Bunch of tokens. Let's see what else we got here. We got another. Oh, this is a magnet. Hey, you know what? I'm going to go stick that on my refrigerator. Put that aside. All right. I just want to skip down here to the bottom. I keep, the larger things at the bottom, so I kind of want to skip down there. Was this a postcard? Yeah, I'll go postcard. Fighting this exclusive monster from the Indiegogo campaign. All right. So I'm just going to dump some of these out here. This is actually a custom chibi made of my wife. So I'm particularly proud of that one. One of the chibis is in their pajamas, and they each have a sort of male, female sort of looking side. That one and that one. I think one of these was maybe also supposed to be an exclusive. Maybe this one. Set that one aside for the Indiegogo campaign. But as I said, the game didn't actually get published. Maybe someday it will. It's fun. My kids like it. All right. And there's the final boss that comes with just the Indiegogo copy. And then there's the Octosquid, which is also a final boss. Let me set all that aside. I didn't look on the back of the one for my wife. Is it just, it's just blank. Would have been weird if they made a guy version of my wife, but I don't know. Could have been funny. All right. So, so you've got, you just want to equip your, I don't know, equip your person, right? With different stuff, whatever makes sense. So, it was a lot of fun for my kids, just laying these cards out. All right, look at some of the other pieces. All right, this must have been the 5-point pieces. Wow, a bunch of markers there and a snail. Cool. I didn't see what it says in the rule book that it's been a while since I played this. Yeah, that's good. That's what I thought. That is the start player token. These are damage tokens. That's what they are, because you cover up your hit point spaces with those. All right, and another bag here. Oh, these were empties, so you could make your own monsters and equipment. Okay, that's cool. I always like it when games include stuff like that. Although obviously, I didn't make use of that. Let's look at some of the monsters we got here. All right, Gobzilla. All right, lose 2 equipment after taking damage. 4 swords. All right, another 4 swords. More swords. Upside down. All right. Snot musher. All smoky. Yeah, of course. Glooper, that seems pretty easy, but no one can roll red dice while Glooper is in play. Well, that sucks because your red dice are particularly powerful. Flaming Trick. Red and yellow. You must defeat with a yellow and red dice. Oh, okay. That's cool. All right. 1 permanent red dice. Cool. Lose a hand item before taking damage. Oof. It's like they steal something from you. All right. So there's a bunch of these monsters and you just keep fighting them. I think it was until somebody passes out because you don't get killed. And then everybody moves on to the boss battle. So we have Octosquid. Octosquid we saw was one of the bad monsters. So what do we got in here? Yeah. Draw monsters equal to the number of players. Ooh, and each one has to fight one. Yikes. Roll 5 red dice. You take damage. Oof. 1 victory point for every sidekick you have at the end of the game. All right, that's cool. Give 10 gold to another player from your supply. Ouch. All right, so you can see the kind of things that Octosquid does to you when you're fighting. We can take a little bit of look at hydraulic. How will you pronounce that? I'll just pull a few of the cards out there. All right, victory point for each sidekick. All right, fine. Give another player your most undamaged piece of equipment before taking damage. So your equipment gets damaged. You just cover up. You can just cover up the dice on it, I think is what it did. So it doesn't give you that benefit anymore. But I did mention passing out and then going to the boss fight. Everybody gets to re-equip at that point. Must use red dice to defeat. Event, sidekicks dessert. Hey, that sucks. All right, let's see. What else was in here? There's a sand timer. All right, and quick guide for fighting monsters. So that basically tells you how you fight. You check for rules or events. You collect your dice, roll the dice, count up the swords. You can pay to re-roll. Choose a monster to fight. And collect any coins you earn from the monsters. So you can buy equipment with that. Do the effect on the monster card, take damage, draw back up to 4 monsters, next player's turn. All right. Cool. Let's see. Game quick guide. Set up. Everyone takes a chibi, and so you start with 15 coins. All right. This is a market, right? So everybody can equip. Everybody gets the 1 minute to equip your chibis, right? So you don't get a whole lot of time to equip, and then you battle monsters until a player faints. Then there's second equipment phase, and then a boss fight. And then you count up points. Yeah, that's it. So that's basically how the game plays. So I mentioned that the equipment, that the components are all sort of print and play quality, but sticker dice and sort of thin player boards. But it's good enough quality for my kids and I to play and really enjoy the game. So yeah. Anyway, if you have any questions about Chibi Quest, feel free to ask me in the comments of this YouTube video, or there's a link in the description to our Discord channel. Come on over to our Discord channel. You can ask me questions there. You can see all the links to our social media there as well. If you want to follow us, give me a like if you enjoyed this video. And you know what? Go over to BoardGameGeek and maybe become a fan of the game, or post about it or something like that. Maybe the game will get picked up and get published eventually, so that my copy of Chibi Quest won't be so rare anymore, and I'd be perfectly happy with that. All right, everybody. Well, until the next time, thanks for watching.